talking about syllables. And if you remember, a syllable is a part of a word that when you say the word, you can take that piece. Okay? Every syllable has something in it. You can tell me what every syllable has to have. Vowel, right. It has to have a vowel or a vowel sound in it. Now, we've been talking about the types of syllables, and I have been telling you there are more types of syllables than we have talked about. There are 6 types of syllables. And I have this poster that I'm going to put up to help us remember the 6 types of syllables. And you know how sometimes you can remember a word so that the word will help you to kind of trigger what kinds there are? There's a word to help you remember the 6 types of syllables. And the word is clover. Now these aren't in the order that we've learned them, but this is the word that will help you remember them. Clover stands for, what's the C? You know that one. Closed syllables. L, we haven't talked about yet, but L stands for words that end with a consonant L-E. O, you know that one. Open. V is for vowel teams. When 2 vowels are together, that's a vowel team. E is for a vowel consonant E. When a word ends with that magic E, we'll talk about that one too. We talked about a new one on Friday. Do you remember the new one we talked about?
R-controlled vowels.
R-controlled vowels. Good job. Now, I'm going to talk to them about them as being vowel R syllables. But R-controlled vowels is exactly right. And I even have it, R-controlled vowels, because that's how we've learned it. Now, I'm going to put this up here so that we have this to help us remember it. And I'm going to pull my card over here a little closer so I can see and reach. Now, after we talk about these types, why do we need to know the different kinds of syllables? What have I told you that helps us do?
Read.
It helps us to read what? Especially.
Read words.
What kind of words?
Like, we can use them like words we can't, like, sound out.
Exactly. So we can use it to figure out words we don't know. Especially big words. Because you guys are getting to the point that now we aren't just reading little 1-syllable words. We're looking at bigger words now, right? Mm-hmm. So we can use these syllable types to help us figure out bigger words. The first syllable type I want to remind you about, and you guys can help me on this one because you know all about it, is closed syllables.
That's easy.
That's easy. Why is it easy? What can you tell me about closed syllables?
It has one vowel and ends with 1 or more consonants.
Awesome. So 1 vowel followed by 1 or more consonants. And the reason it's called closed is because those consonants close in the vowel. And what kind of sound does that vowel make?
Short.
Emma, can you help? Short. It is. It makes a short sound. And now we'll have this up here to remind you that it always makes a short sound. The next one I'm going to look at is consonant L-E. Now this is not the order that we learn them in. But again, I want to put them in this order to help you remember them. Yes?
Like syllables.
Syllables. Like syllables. Awesome. You are exactly right. That is exactly what we're talking about when we talk about L-E on the end of a word. Yes, Jessie?
Is it me or is it your hand that you took?
That is my hand. I didn't know if you guys would figure that out or not. Oh, and who can show me the symbol, the gesture for closed? If we say something is a closed syllable, we say closed. Who can give me an example of a word that has a closed, that is a closed syllable or has a closed syllable? Nathan, fast.
Right? Oh, wait, no.
Remember. I'll give you a word, and you tell me if it's... I'm going to give you a word, and you tell me if it's a short sound, okay? If it's a closed syllable. Rob.
Short.
Short vowel.
Closed.
1 vowel, followed by a consonant, closed syllable. Okay. Consonant L-E. This is a different kind of syllable. they call it kind of unusual. It's unusual because the consonant LE is always a consonant letter plus the letter L, and then it has the silent letter E at the end. And Nathan, you gave a perfect example. You said like syllable. So when we see this, this is our gesture, our movement for LE. We put our finger under the consonant and we go around the LE.
Well, I saw above the picture BLE and I went right above it.
Oh, good connection. Good connection. Now, there are different ways we can say that LE sound, and we'll talk more about that when we get to that consonant or that syllable type. But for now, make the gesture in the air with me for the LE. You put your finger under the consonant and you go under, up, and around. Okay?
One consonant.
It has one consonant and the LE. Good question. Okay. This is another syllable type that you know about. Who can tell me something about an open syllable? Fast. How many vowels, Jesse, in an open syllable?
Open.
Has
One.
one vowel. It does not have any,
No consonant after
good,
the
no
vowel.
consonants after the vowel. It always makes a long vowel sound. And our gesture for open syllable, when we say open syllable, we put our hand up and we open it. And that's our open syllable. Okay, the next type I want to talk to you about, and we haven't done this one yet, is vowel teams.
Oh, we talked about it in our class.
You talked about it in your class. Okay. Vowel team is when you have two vowels side by side, like in team. Those two vowels work together to make one sound. The sound is sometimes long, sometimes short, and we're even going to learn about some other vowel sounds that are not long or short. But our gesture for vowel team, two fingers like a peace sign,
You put them on.
closer together, and they go right under the vowels. Okay? Vowel, consonant E. We haven't talked about this one either.
I know a word.
You know a word? What is it?
Like, I have lots.
Like is a good word. And I gave you an example of a word. I gave you the word flute to remember it by. And vowel consonant E's have one vowel letter followed by a consonant followed by a silent E. They're going to make a long vowel sound. Our gesture is the peace sign, and we put our fingers under the vowels. Okay? Show me the gesture. Okay. And it goes right under the vowels. Okay, last syllable type is the one that we talked about on Friday.
Are controlled.
R controlled. And on this poster I put vowel R, but you guys will remember that it is R controlled vowels. R controlled vowels are one vowel followed by a consonant. And what is that consonant always? R. The vowel and the R go together to make it that R controlled vowel. The letter R might or it might not have consonants after it. Okay? The vowel sound is not long or short, but it has its own sound. And we even talked about those sounds a little bit. We have the OR, the R, and the sound. Good, Nathan. There's our gesture. It's like we're crossing our fingers, and it goes under the two letters, the vowel and the R. And that's our movement for vowel-controlled R. Now, really quickly, I want to talk to you just a little bit about when you have those big words, to divide them into syllables. There are some rules that you can remember. Now, there are lots of rules, so I will put this up. We won't learn them all at once, but as we are learning the different kinds of syllables, we're learning how to divide these words. Consonant LE, there's a really cool way to remember how to divide a syllable that has a consonant LE. The consonant LE will always come at the end of the syllable. And so what you do is you find that E and count back. 1, 2, 3. There's your syllable. That's where you'll divide it, in front of that B. So that's a cool trick for the consonant LE words. Then if we have words that have a vowel, then a consonant, and then a consonant and a vowel, we're going to divide it down the middle between the two syllable, or between the two consonants. The first syllable will be closed. Then I'm just going to read these rules, and then I'm going to really quick give you a couple of words, and we'll divide them. Okay? Vowel, consonant, consonant, and consonant, vowel. You don't divide anything that goes together. We know that we sometimes have two sets of letters that go together. What are those two letters called? If they're two consonants, what do we call those? Shh. Two letters. Digraph. Two letters that make one sound, or you're exactly right. If they each make their own sound, they're a consonant blend, and some of those always stay together. And we always leave them together if we're going to divide our syllables.
For 1, 3, TCH.
TCH. And we'll always have to put a vowel with that one. Okay, so we have a vowel consonant, and then a consonant, consonant and a vowel. We can divide it after the first consonant, and it will stay closed. And these are just posters to help you remember. I'll show you some examples in a second. Then we have some more, just a couple more rules. Vowel, consonant, vowel. If you have a word that has a vowel, consonant, vowel in it, you're going to try to divide it after that vowel to make it a word that has an open syllable, and see if you know that part. And see if you can figure out the word from there. If that doesn't work, then you divide it after the consonant. These are some rules. Compound words, where are you going to divide it? Always.
Like if it's...
Between what?
The word now.
Between the two words.
Yeah.
If it's a compound word. If you have a prefix or a suffix on a word,
Yeah.
those will come off. They'll be a syllable. Okay? And if you have a multi-syllable word that has a CK in it, I did not know this rule. If you have a multi-syllable word that has a CK that isn't a prefix or a suffix, you divide it between the C and the K.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Now really fast, because we don't want this to take too long, because we've got lots of things to do. I'm going to scooch this over and pull this around. I'm going to give you some words, okay? I'm just going to give you one word. Yes. Okay. This is a word that has a vowel, a consonant, and a vowel. Where are we going to divide it?
Grab in between the two B's.
In between the two B's. Good job. What if I have this word? Can you see, Jessie?
No.
All right. Give me 1 second and I'll move. Here's my word. Where am I going to divide it? Emma?
After the two B's?
Good job. You are exactly right. Address. Okay. What if we have this one? Just for information's sake, I did look that one up because it didn't look right to me when we divided it that way. Okay, where are we going to divide this one? My word is sandwich. Jessie?
Where the D and the W.
Good job, between the D and the W. How about, this is one of those tricky ones where sometimes you have to play with it. Okay? This one is the vowel consonant vowel with a silent E. And so we look at it. Where are we going to divide it?
I know.
Where?
In between the T and the I.
Well, let's try that.
Yeah, because...
Well, let's try that. What would it say? What would it say?
No, it's notice. And here's
So, yeah.
Oh, so where are we going to divide it, Avery?
T.
Between the O and the T. Good job. And that's exactly what we're talking about when we say, when we're dividing syllables, sometimes you just have to try it and see if it sounds right. All right. There are let's do this one. This is the word pumpkin. This is one that has a vowel, a consonant, a consonant, a consonant, and a vowel. Lots of consonants. Where are we going to divide it, Emma?
In between the P and the K.
Can you tell me why we're going to divide it there?
It makes more sense.
It does. It makes more sense. And we have what here, Nathan?
Consonant blend.
We have a consonant blend that has to stay together there.
And if you split it between the P and the M, is the last syllable would be kin.
Yeah, and that would make sense. And that's a lot of what we have to do when we're dividing syllables is think if it sounds right. Is it something that makes sense? Okay. Any questions about this before we move on to our next part of our lesson? Okay. And that's all that we're going to do on the 6 types of syllables. So remember that we'll have these posters. I'm going to put them up in the room to help you remember.
Like over there.
But lots of them you already know, right? Yeah, like over there on the wall. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mrs. King.